Kelly Clarkson, the Grammy-winning superstar celebrated for her unmatched voice and raw honesty, is once again in the public eye, but this time for reasons far more personal and painful. Her ex-husband, Brandon Blackstock, recently passed away, at the age of 48 after a private 3-year battle with malignant melanoma, a form of skin cancer he chose to keep largely away from public attention. As the details continue to unfold, Kelly's heartbreaking reaction to his final message is now becoming one of the most emotional moments of her life, and one that has resonated deeply with her fans across the world. Clarkson and Blackstock were married for nearly 7 years before divorcing in 2022. Their relationship was marked by high-profile headlines, difficult legal disputes, and years of court battles. But through it all, they shared 2 children together, River Rose and Remington. Despite the strains of their marriage and divorce, the final chapter of Brandon's life revealed a more vulnerable and human side to their story. Kelly reportedly received a deeply personal message from him before his passing, one that reflected his love for their children and his desire to leave them with a lasting sense of security. For Clarkson, this message has become a painful yet meaningful reminder of the complex bond they once shared. In early August, Kelly Clarkson made the sudden decision to cancel several of her Las Vegas residency performances. At the time, she simply stated that she wanted to be home with her kids, leaving fans curious and concerned about the abrupt change. Just 1 day later, on August 7th, Brandon Blackstock passed away peacefully at his Montana home, surrounded by family. His death certificate later revealed that complications from seizures contributed to his cancer, making his battle even more devastating. Kelly's choice to step back from her professional commitments made clear that she had been fully aware of the gravity of his condition, prioritizing her children and their need for comfort in those final days. In the weeks leading up to his passing, Clarkson delivered what would become one of the most emotionally raw performances of her career. On July 26, during her Las Vegas residency, she debuted a reimagined version of her song Piece by Piece, a track that originally chronicled her father's absence and her hope for stability in love. The updated version, however, became an anthem of self-healing and resilience. As she sang, Clarkson struggled to hold back tears, briefly stopping to whisper the word compartmentalization, as if reminding herself to keep moving through the pain. The performance quickly went viral, with fans pointing out that it seemed to foreshadow the grief she was about to endure. Many later described it as a hauntingly beautiful tribute that, in hindsight, carried layers of meaning tied to Brandon's illness and their shared history. Behind the scenes, sources close to Clarkson say she has been wrestling with complex emotions since his death. While she has shown remarkable strength, friends have revealed that she has moments of guilt, questioning whether the years of divorce battles and legal stress may have impacted his health. These feelings, though painful, are not unusual for someone navigating grief after a complicated relationship. Clarkson, however, has channeled much of her focus into caring for her children, determined to protect them during this turbulent time. Reports confirm that River and Remington have received an overwhelming outpouring of love and support, both from family and from Kelly's extended community in the entertainment world. Support has also been flowing in from her professional circle, especially on The Voice. Host Carson Daly recently spoke out, sharing that the entire cast and crew have rallied around Kelly and also around Reba McEntire, Brandon's stepmother, who shares the same professional space. Daly emphasized that the environment has been one of compassion and understanding, with everyone respecting the deep loss both women are enduring. For Clarkson, This behind-the-scenes solidarity has been a quiet but meaningful source of comfort. It is worth remembering that the last public event Kelly and Brandon attended together was back in January 2020 at the Critics' Choice Awards. At that time, they appeared as a united front, long before their separation and the legal disputes that followed. The years since then have been marked by difficult custody battles and financial disagreements, but those closest to Kelly say that in the end, none of those issues compare to the weight of losing the father of her children. Whatever their differences may have been, his death has forced a reckoning with the bigger picture. The legacy they leave together through their children and the shared moments that defined their past. In the wake of Brandon's passing, Kelly Clarkson has chosen to step away temporarily from some of her professional commitments. She canceled her appearance at a Texas flood benefit concert and paused production on her daytime talk show. These decisions, while disappointing for fans, have been applauded by many who recognize her determination to prioritize family over fame. Clarkson has often spoken openly about the importance of motherhood in her life, and this moment has only underscored that commitment. Even as she navigates grief, Kelly is finding ways to heal through her art. She continues to develop her NBC project Songs and Stories with Kelly Clarkson, a show that blends music with intimate storytelling. She is also preparing for the return of her talk show later this fall. For Clarkson, these projects represent both continuity and catharsis, allowing her to transform her pain into something meaningful, not only for herself but also for her audience. Her fans, who have followed her journey since her American Idol days, are rallying behind her more than ever, inspired by her resilience and authenticity. The story of Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock is not a simple one. It is filled with love, heartbreak, conflict, and ultimately loss. But through it all, what emerges is a portrait of a woman who continues to rise above hardship with grace. Her reaction to Brandon's final message reveals the depth of her humanity, a mix of sorrow, guilt, love, and unshakable commitment to her children. It also reminds us that behind the spotlight and fame, celebrities experience the same raw emotions and struggles as anyone else. For Kelly Clarkson, this chapter of her life may be one of the most difficult she has ever faced, but it is also one that reaffirms her strength, her vulnerability, and her ability to carry on, even in the face of unimaginable loss. As she moves forward, Kelly Clarkson stands as both a grieving mother and a resilient artist. Her journey through this tragedy will undoubtedly continue to inspire, reminding her fans that even in heartbreak, there is a possibility for healing, growth, and renewed strength.